Keep 100% of your claim. G4 Claims.
If you've been hurt in a road accident that wasn't your fault, you should really talk to G4 Claims first. Unlike road accident solicitors, we don't charge you for our services, which could see you better off. To keep 100% of your compensation, have a chat with Nicole and the team. You'll be glad you did. Search online for G4 Claims.
Keep 100% of your claim. G4 Claims.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sellik the Thunder podcast. It's episode, is it 111 or?
111.
111, 111. The final dance, the last dance for the man across the
Final
table.
boogie.
It's such a nice number to end on, you can't complain.
It is. We were saying that last week that it's not symmetrical because it's not an even number, but at the same time, it's nice. You can still cut through it in the middle and be the same either way.
Aye. So we'll get to McGinlay in a minute. I've got to introduce the other two before we get through the emotional side of things. Kieran Auld is to my left on the four-man setup today. It feels weird.
I know, it feels weird. I can't remember the last time we done it.
I think
maybe like last summer.
We did. I think we might have done one for like the season preview with the four race.
So I remember why the ones we had the TikToks up for.
Aye, that's right.
Like we had the four-man, but that was about a year ago.
So, I mean, what matters is you're here. And how are you doing?
Not bad, to be fair. Summer's here.
You know, roasting with that zipper on.
I'm actually alright.
I'm sweating, but I don't know if it's just because I've been trying to sort this.
Probably all these fucking lights we've got on, isn't it?
I feel like this place, the amount of wires, by the way, it might have got in flames halfway through the recording. Just saying. But Kieran's here, and directly across from me, is Calum Craig. Hey.
Been a while.
You're back.
I know, I was supposed to be on last week, but I had to take a wee last minute substitution. But back in now and it's good.
That's the main thing.
Checked it earlier, 3 months since I was last in this room.
Because it was like episode 92 or something like that.
Something like that, I was going to say, I didn't think I've seen 100.
And McGinlay, to the side. Can I just apologise very quickly? I forgot for the opening like 30 seconds. I'm actually in charge of the cameras today.
People at home, if you go back a bit, I'm sitting there like that, I'm doing that. I've left them in the YouTube darkness.
I know, I completely forgot that McGinlay's sitting here and needs a camera on him. McGinlay, it's the final time. You're going to be on the Sellik the Thunder. How are you feeling?
I mean, I will be back at some point, just not as frequent. I'm basically going from a full time.
I'm not pap you away.
I'm not dying just yet. I don't think anyway. No, it's the final like proper like full time appearance. I'll be then. It's quite funny because of my role that I've got. I've went from freelance to permanent, and on the Sellik the Thunder, I'll probably go to freelance from permanent. So, you know, it gives a wee bit of balance. But yeah, I've enjoyed the 3 years that I've been on this. I'll be back. I felt like Arnold Schwarzenegger there, but I was not going to do the accent. But yeah, emotional times. But I've really enjoyed the 3 years.
Oh, that's emotional. That's nice. We've got a surprise for you, but we're going to wait. We'll get you at the end because we've got to wait for them to arrive first. We're getting a stripper right on the table.
I've needed this. No.
I switched to the camera a second too late there for you to look dead in the eye and say, I've needed this. I mean, I hope you like them.
Them. So it's plural.
Wow. It's plural already.
They're bringing the pint machine in for upstairs as well.
So we've got a lot to cover. We'll get to McGinlay's emotional goodbye towards the end. He's still got a full episode to go, and we've got a lot to cover to wrap up what has been an eventful campaign for Celtic. We've had a hell of a lot, ups and downs, everything in between. But we may as well briefly touch on, to start off, what happened last weekend. Celtic completed the double. They won the Scottish Cup. And because you've not been here, Calum, I'll start with you. How does it feel? A double win.
I mean, if you asked me that back after Kilmarnock, early stages of the season, the Cup, I'd have thought a double. I was like, we're lucky to push a double. But no, it has been good. Obviously, we kicked into it right at the right end of the season, and it's nice to have a double. It's a shame it's not treble as usual.
We get the rewards for it. And Adam Ida stepped up big in the last minute. Did you ever think in that game there was potentially a chance of extra time? Did you give up hope? Because Celtic won, they playing too well, but Adamida stepped up big time in the final minutes.
100%. I think it was also at the morning of, and then obviously a couple of folk were friends who managed to get last minute tickets. I mean, I hope it's a pure rotten game. I hope it's no a 90th minute winner. Just get up them. And then thankfully we're on the good end of it, but
But we won, McGinlay. We won.
We did.
You were the only person around this table who was actually there.
Don't be jealous of me at all, because it was not a good thing to experience for the
But
88
you got
minutes.
to experience a 90th minute winner against Rangers at Hampden in the Scottish Cup final.
Being in the press box, you can't really celebrate, but it
True,
was like
I
a sort of under the table sort of yes. Good thing is, where I was sitting, unlike where I was sitting for the semi-final, was very much the Celtic end of things. So to the left of me, I could see Joe Hart's 2 children and his wife. I could see Brendan Rodgers, his wife, and Anton Rodgers as well, who I remembered from his trial.
Did he have
back
his
in,
kit on and a
he did,
a
he was
vest
ready.
waiting for the call?
He was ready. I'm there if my dad needs me. If the call arrives, I'll be there. And also bumped into Stevie as well, who was at the game. Stevie from GigPod.
I've not spoke to Stevie in a while. Is he doing well?
He seems to be doing well, yeah. We were
Can't
speaking
be-
before and
can't
after
be
the
doing
game.
well if I win in doubles.
I actually got a bit of a shout out on GigPod this week, because I was the sort of VAR in the know person, because I knew that it was going to get given as a push, the Joe Hart incident, or the Raskin on Joe Hart for the goal, for the Seamer goal. So I calmed him down ever so slightly, because I knew that he was going through something. As I looked just in the corner of my eye, I could see him a bit nervous, thinking that the goal was going to get given. I knew it wasn't going to get given. What I was being told was it was going to get given as a foul. So it was a nervy 88 minutes. I was nervous before the game. I think it was Enter Sandman by Metallica came on. I was like, oh my, this is like the Scottish Cup final. It's against Rangers. It's 50-50. It was massive. And I didn't really calm down for the whole game.
Neither you could, to be fair. I mean, it was...
The calmest I
Torture.
was... The calmest I was in added time, funnily enough, when Adamida's celebrating winning corners and stuff like that. But yeah, they got the job done in the end, which is the main thing.
Kieran, we managed to somehow watch the game together. I say somehow as if it was something
Some magical circumstances.
impossible task to get a telly and watch the football. But we did watch it together, and we obviously went through the motions of it all. There was moments where, especially when Rangers got that goal, which was disallowed, you start to maybe doubt it. But once again, it was like no team really pulled ahead in the game, and despite maybe underperforming, there was always that thought in the back of my mind we would manage to do it. Just don't think it was in the manner that we did. I didn't imagine it was going to be like that.
I know, I really wasn't expecting it, to be honest. I mean, going into the game, I was confident, and obviously we never performed to the levels we definitely can perform to. I think the players have came out and said that, the manager knows it. But I mean, it's the final game of the season. You're going for a trophy. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you play. You're just there to win the game, win the tie, and bring the trophy home. And thankfully to Adamida, we managed to do that. And as you said, it was far from perfect. I don't think they were up to much either, to be honest, because once again it was lumping the ball up the park, and it seemingly all this talk about the tactician.
Felt like, come on, master.
I'm yet to see it personally.
Hack the ball up the park and hope for the best.
But I feel like obviously they got the goal chopped off. I mean, as soon as you seen that push on Joe Hart, we were saying that there's no way they can give no chop that off, because it was clear as day. And obviously there's been some fabrications as expected in the past few days about this mythical push on foul on Raskin before that happened. Well, whatever helps you sleep at night. But, I mean, obviously brilliant to take the trophy, but I did say, I mean, maybe they've not been calling for the manager's seat. They've still got the optimism about next season, but there's definitely the conspiracy theories that have been taking up several notches in the past few days, and it's brilliant to see.
McGinlay, you were holding your breath.
Yeah, I can't remember what I was going to say.
It's gone.
It has gone. It's
That's
gone,
it, the
just
old
like
age is getting
Rangers double hopes. To be honest,
Quadruple hopes, you should say.
Yeah, they were quadruple chasing.
The quadruple chasing Bears.
Yeah, the point that I was going to make was people were saying that Rangers were the better team. Statistically, that wasn't the case. Celtic dominated possession. They had the better chances than Rangers. There was a piece on the Celtic Way this morning that basically busted the myth that Rangers were the better side from like the 55th to the 73rd minute. They didn't have a shot on target. You know, this was their period of dominance. and they hardly did anything with the ball. I think it was 63 to 27 or the other way about in terms of like six. I can't remember exactly how much possession, but Celtic had a lot more possession than Rangers in that game. It's just they were wasteful and they allowed themselves to get pulled into a battle that Rangers wanted, because as Roger says, they do play direct football. That was a bit of a dig at Rangers too, because they're more direct. Celtic are trying to actually get the ball down and play football. And the better team won at the end of the day, and the quality shown through, thankfully. And Adam Ida, regardless of what happens from now until the end of his career, he'll be kind of known as a Celtic hero for what he did this season.
Absolutely. Now, before we get on to the kind of look back in the whole season, what I will say is, Calum, from the conversation we've had here with Kieran and Ryan's points, what would you say, and I know it's really early, there's still a full summer to go, Rangers will do their business, Celtic will do their business, but after watching the end of this season, after watching the Scottish Cup final, it's nice to have that level of confidence now that we can maybe feed off into next season. There's a place where we can, we improve in this team, we can be much, much better. So how are you feeling after the Scottish Cup final, and where's your optimism lying for next season?
I think, as I touched on also my first point, it was like sort of getting into that like business end of the season, as you call it. That's when I started to like be a lot more confident. There was games like, for example, just like Dundee, where I'm like, that could be a wee bit edgy, but you go up and you get a result, but you feel confident in yourself. And as you said, it's annoying because you finish on such a high, you just want to keep it going. So obviously you can only hope that sort of the positivity continues with the club and throughout the summer, and also we go into the end of the transfer window, hopefully in a stronger position.
Hopefully they spend some banging money. I would like that. They think we'll spend money. I mean, maybe we'll save that for after the quiz, but I'm hoping they spend money.
Yeah, they've got to.
In short, they have to. Yeah, they will. I think they will. I'm been stung by this before, but look at the money. Look at the 8 games in the Champions League next season. The fact that they'll be fighting on 4 fronts, because they'll be hoping that they do better in the League Cup as well. They get put out at the first opportunity. So that's 4 competitions we'll be playing in over the course of the season. There's players on the subs bench that aren't good enough to be playing for Celtic. Some maybe even in the first team, you could argue, aren't first team players too. So yeah, there needs to be strengthening in the summer, but I'm sure there will be.
Shall we? This is a task, by the way, see, trying to keep up with this camera and watch it, make sure it's recording all right, and hoping that oh God, I'm stressed at my box. Shall we look back on the season then?
Yeah.
Before we go to half time. We've got a few talking points. Credit to you, McGinley, because you spent, what did you say it took you, 20 seconds?
20, 30 seconds.
Give me a preparation of that.
Aye, we're going to lose that level of effort when you go.
I run this channel on nothing but sheer luck. We're going to look at a few season highlights and go over our awards. I've still to get it actually made up the trophy with Neil Lennon, like the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, but it's Neil Lennon.
Can we get him holding up a tennis this?
Just a big Tierney with his snuffs.
He spoke it.
So are we ready? We'll go from right. What would be everybody's goal of the season? If you were to go around the table, if you can fit, it doesn't, and don't bother asking me, does it have to be quality of goal? I knew you were going to ask it, because you need it every fucking time.
It's a valid question.
It is a valid question, but just go the season, right? I'll start, because mine's is easy, and it's Disney change. Mine's is Kyogo's against Rangers. It's just that.
What one?
The one.
The one, we know what one I'm talking about. The one.
I don't. The one away from home was just as good, in my opinion.
Edge of the box.
It was a good goal. But I'm talking about the one at Parkhead. The one at Parkhead is mine. I just think it was unreal. Kieran?
I was between that or the one at Ibrox. Both of them are excellent finishes, but the one at Parkhead, because I was actually there to see it, I'll say that one.
Tip your hat to it. I think goal of the season is the quickest one to go through, because
okay, best goal I've seen this season, Palma at Dingwall.
I literally expected,
I've got that in my notes.
I literally
between
expected
two.
you to turn around and say something like Haaland against against Portsmouth. So Palma against whom? Sorry,
Ross County, Dingwall.
County.
Is that an absolutely sensational goal? But you knew, one that went up and down, but you knew it was going in.
Aye.
You know, it had some loop on it. The celebration as well. Harry Kewell as well. Gone but never forgotten.
Aye. So were you in agreement, Cam? Was that your pick?
So I've literally got the two in my notes. It was either the goal in the New Year game or the Parma goal. It's just, as Ryan said, it's the minute he hits it, you just know it's getting in, but it just dips perfectly under the bar.
So it's just that's annoying thing about Palma, isn't it? Like, you get the glimpses of how good he can be and what he can do, and then there's just the inconsistencies holding back for being such a good player. But so we're drawing then. But if Calum had 2 down, then we're going to get to Kyogo, Ryan. I'm sorry.
Fair.
Kyogo's getting it. Kyogo.
Happy with
Yes, I
that.
say like the Thunder goal of the season. Well done, me man.
Thank you.
We'll keep going back to front. This one, moment of the season, which is obviously very. It could be anything really. It can be it could be a goal. It could be celebrations. It can be a press match, a pre-match conference. It could be anything. McGinlay, since you put the list together, I'll let you start off with this one. Your moment of the season.
The moment that changed the season, Alistair Johnson taking off his mask at Fir Park. Honestly, that was like something out of a superhero movie. Anybody that's watched any of my Celtic Way morning briefings knows, or pre or post match, whatever, knows how much I love Alistair Johnson and this team. I think he's one of the heartbeats, and I think he could be, if he stays long enough, he could be Celtic's next captain, in my opinion. I think he's mouthy. I think he gets what it means to play for Celtic. There was a point where he was wearing a mask at Fir Park. I think Motherwell scored, and Alistair Johnson was like, "Nah, we're playing for the pain barrier here. I'm gonna sing, not single-handedly, but I'm gonna inject some life into this game." I remember watching it because I was in the press box. I seen him taking the mask off, and I was like, something's changed there, you know. And he had a great second half. He played the assist in for Adam Eder to score the goal to make it 2-1. I know it finished 3-1, but just a big moment, and it galvanised. There's a couple of moments that really galvanised. It's between that and Rogers calling out the referees, calling them incompetent, because that was a galvanising moment as well. I think he started the siege mentality at that moment as well. Yeah, just moments. It's been a moment season, but it's been perfect in that way because you can tell what moments have really mattered.
Okay, nice. I like it. Niche suggestion. I wasn't expecting it. Calum, your moment of the season.
So again, it goes into Motherwell away. Obviously, you can have the two. Obviously, you've got the one with the Matt O'Reilly, or obviously, the Adam Eder game when it brings us back in it. I think that was massive for us. More so, as Ryan said, getting in 1-0 down. You're like, right, come on, you need somebody to step up here. Comes on, the header alone's ridiculous. Yeah. Getting up to that and getting the power behind it, and then getting that going. 92nd, 93rd minute. The other take just to sort of proper boost you on. Obviously, Palmer does get a wee goal after that, but I think that's the bit for me.
I'll just come out and say mine already because mine was Motherwell away just in general. That was my moment of the season, so there's no much else to add. I'll let Kieran speak up.
I was thinking that, but I feel like I said that in the last podcast, so I was trying to think of something different. I mean, it happened in a big game in the title race, but see, just at a sheer shock factor, that goal in the 3 each game, the very first one.
The Maida goal.
I'm like, honestly, I don't think you'll see anything like that again for a long time.
I think you could argue the point at the moment of the season could be Rangers having a lap of honour on Ibrox. I think that could genuinely be your moment of the season.
I was close to saying that, but I was like, what else happened in that game? I was like, how could I forget? But honestly, that is just nuts. See, when I still think about it, I just sat there jaw dropped.
They're all really, big moments in this tail end. I think every game has its own moment. That's the thing. You look at the last few games, I don't think you can exclude certain things, but I think we've gave a good suggestion for everybody here. I think that the winner, by the looks of it, is Motherwell away.
Yeah,
in general, that seems to be the moment of the season. So well done, boys. Unsung hero. Now I've got my answer for this. So I may as well start us off. My unsung hero for the season is Jessica Watson, who I think deserves a huge amount of credit for you're laughing at it.
I knew she was going to get brought up at some point.
The unsung hero would be fucked.
How can she be unsung if she does such revolutionary things?
Aye, but she's,
in the context of
but
Celtic.
at the end of the celebrations, how much have we talked about Jessica Watson? Not enough. So my unsung hero is Jessica Watson.
Now she's getting her flowers.
Now she is getting her. I should have bought her flowers actually. Yeah, she's my unsung hero.
I thought you were going into Bruno Mars there. I should have held her hand.
I can't remember the rest of the lyrics to continue that, but there's mine. Jessica Watson. Kieran, have you got an unsung hero?
I mean, I was thinking mirroring that into somebody that plays for Celtic, but
I mean,
played her part.
I don't even know if I can say unsung hero. I just feel like he's had quite the redemption arc, and obviously McGinlay loves him. But Alistair Johnson, I mean, I feel like he's been getting, to use the term again, he's been getting his flowers recently. But I do think that there was a point in the season where a lot of the team wasn't performing, and there was games where I thought, right, he's not really up to his best, but then it started kicking on a wee bit. He was starting to build up a bit more of a rapport on that right hand side with Kuhn when he was playing as well, and then I think he's just kicked on for that point. So I think he's probably been like one of the better turns of fortune in this half of the season anyway. So I'd say Arthur Johnson for me.
Good shout. And McGinlay, you
He's
were
mine
nodding
as
in
well.
agreement.
Yeah, he's the reason why I brought up the unsung hero, because I think he is in this team
You just
now.
wanted to give him an award.
Yeah, I just think since that Motherwell game, and I thought he was one of the better performers against Hearts in the defeat to Hearts at Tynecastle. But he was one that tried to keep on going, tried to square up to a 19-year-old as well with that Macaulay Tate, but shows his fight. You know, he's got that dog in him, that Canadian dog, Canadian moose or whatever, I don't know. But see, from then on, I'm just having a wee look at the fixtures. He's been good in every single one of these games.
Yeah, I think he's been brilliant second half of the season. And simply put,
If he'd have kept up this form at the start of the season to now, he would have been player of the season
I
for
think
me.
he could make that discussion. It's just a shame that the first kind of 6 months he kind of took his time to get into the season. I think there was
Had an injury at the start as well.
and adapting to maybe the change of fullbacks in the system. You know, with obviously Rogers and Ange different. So he definitely deserves a shout. Calum, your unsung hero. Who was in your notes?
A man that I'm known for actively hating a fair bit. And Derek knows me, I've disliked him for years,
fair
but
play. This is like a full.
I've came full circle from what I said. Obviously, it's more towards the last quarter of the season, but I think it was even like watching what Steve Clark was saying. He's actually like an ideal player for young players to look at in James Forrest, because it's not always going his way. He's not always in the team. He's not doing this, but he's always doing the right things.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said, them that knows me knows I've hated him for years. But this season, the way he's come in and the impact he's had when he's come in to do it, I think he's been crack. I can't really
It's a
fault
good
it.
answer, because nobody really has brought up Forrest in that discussion. I think he deserves, once again, Kieran used the term flowers. Forrest definitely deserves his flowers.
We're going to buy so many bouquets after this.
We're not cheap, right?
Defender
There was
of
something
goals,
quite
get a flowers.
poetic about that forest and flowers and that. It was quite poetic.
Do you think do that when he retires? We Forrest to Florist.
We should, we
Something like
should,
that.
but,
Forest.
I think we need to. What I think we need to do is a shock of the year award for you actually getting Forrest these flowers. Listen, I've known Calum a long time now, and I've never heard him say a good word about James Forrest. So fair play, Calum.
I can eat my own words
It
on it.
takes a big
It's
man to come up and own his
kind of be hard, but bigger than Jamesy. But
True.
That goal against Rangers to make it 3-0. West Fotheringham should have done better with that.
Right, the next award was worst signing of the season. Which, Christ, I think you could make a case for a few. I wonder if we'll have 4 different players here.
See, I had one initially. I was like, wait, I forgot about him. So I've got my answer.
So on you go.
Nat Phillips.
Oh, by the way,
I'm like, I genuinely, it's got to the point I'm like, it doesn't even feel like it was this season that big donkey was turning out in a Celtic kit. Because honestly,
feels like COVID
see,
season.
no, but I forgot about him. Seeing until like Celtic put up the season end video and they had the nice wee cut together, and then it was like the goal at Kilmarnock away, and you seen Nat Phillips like just missed. I'm like, Jesus fuck.
Does he get a league winner's medal?
I sure hope not.
I wonder if he does. Didn't he make 10 appearances? But usually that doesn't even matter now. There's usually the
I think the
medals.
club does the them ones if
Uh-huh.
for your under 10 appearances or something like that.
I don't think the club's putting up any money for.
So we've got Nat Phillips, which is a cracking suggestion because I forgot it even existed. McGinlay, worst signing.
Come to me at the end.
Come to you at the end. Cam, would you put in your notes in?
So initially I had down Telio, and then I thought I feel bad because they never really get much Ellick in, and I changed to Nat Phillips.
So you put Phillips
because you
in.
actually seen him attempt to play football, and I thought, how the fuck are you on a wage?
You
I
got
think I've got mine. Lagerbielke. Gustav Lagerbielke.
right,
They paid
okay.
$3 million for him, and within about a month or two, Rogers was not naming him in squads at all. What a waste of money, if a player... I think that he was probably one of those players that cost Mark Lawwell his position, and Joe Dudgeon as well, because they'd obviously not scouted them well enough. I could see from the clips that he wasn't fast. He was good at pinging the ball out from the back. He'd actually be good playing for Rangers with the way that he
probably,
plays,
yeah.
because he just pings long balls out from the back. His short game was terrible in terms of his passing, maybe 10, 15 yards. It just wasn't good at all. And as much as I want to give it to somebody to tell it, like Tillio or Yang or that, they didn't cost as much as Lagerbielke. He was actually brought in as Carl Starfelt's replacement when Starfelt was about 3 times a player, in my opinion.
It's not a bad shout. Because I'm the deciding vote, I can't no say that fella. It's a good shout, McGinlay. I'm not saying it's not because he did. I think you named plenty. Yang was one of mine because I think Yang's been terrible, but he's had his flashes.
Cost Celtic a green and whitewash as well with his attempt at defending Rabbi Matondo.
But I'm not going to be as harsh on Yang because I do think that he's been okay in bits, unlike Phillips, who I don't think was okay in any bits. So I think that Phillips is my pick as well. Now that I've been reminded that he exists.
I feel like we need to make an award for this, but the Shane Duffy / Nat Phillips.
The use of Malumbu award for what are you doing here?
There's a few people who can get that nowadays, I tell you.
James McCarthy.
Aye. So that brings us on to best signing. We've only got a couple left. Best signing of the season.
Let me go and check up it. No, wait, no.
I think there can only be one.
I was going to say, I think this is going to be pretty unanimous.
Adam Ida?
Aye. You can't argue that.
We all got either. I mean, you look at everybody else. I mean, who really?
If Palmer had kept up his October,
Like, he could
November,
have been.
then
Remember, for a while we were saying, "Oh, he's the only guy for the summer window who's turned it to be okay."
And Bernardo.
And then it switched for Palmer to Bernardo, and then both of them kind of just faltered at the team a wee bit. And I think he was the
Aye. Clear and obvious choice. But
Yep. That was easy.
Aye.
That was really easy. Young player of the year.
What's the cut-off here?
The club gave it to Matt O'Reilly, and I think they had to give it to Matt O'Reilly. To be quite honest, because I mean, you say what the cut-off is, Ryan, but like, would you get to anybody below the age of Matt O'Reilly?
Can I get to anybody that can grow facial hair? Surely.
That lets me out there on it. But would everybody say O'Reilly?
I think it's got to be because of what my answer for the
Yeah.
So
player of the year is.
you're going O'Reilly.
Yeah.
You're going O'Reilly.
Aye, can I argue?
That was easy. And then that would bring us on to player of the year,
Not really.
the Neil Lennon Player of the Year award, which I'm assuming everybody here has Matt O'Reilly.
Well, I was wanting to give Joe
I
Hart a
want to
bit of
give Joe
credit
Hart as well
because I was kind of see when the actual awards went on for.
gutted that Joe
No, but I
Hart-
was more surprised, not even gutted. I was like, because O'Reilly got the young player of the year, I thought, all right, they're doing that so they can give
I
Joe
said
Hart a
that to
send
Joe.
off and that. Matt O'Reilly definitely is the player of the year, without a shadow of a doubt. But I just think, I feel like the redemption of Joe Hart for last season, like when everybody was just more than happy for him to be at the door, to come on this season and actually prove that he still had it in him and helped get us to a double. So for that reason, I'll get to
So you're
Joe
voting
Hart.
Joe, right? Well, I'll go because the camera's on me just now, and I'll switch to the other side. I am also going Joe. Once again, probably should be Matt, but Joe Hart. I'm not even explaining myself. I'm just getting it to Joe. That was who my vote was for anyway. Calum. Don't hold your word. Sorry that the tiring Joe Hart's getting his flowers.
Right, can we just agree we don't use the term? I used it at the start. It was alright for once or twice, but find a fucking synonym.
Joe Hart is getting a special recognition award. Matt O'Reilly's getting the Player of the Year award.
Well, it might not be because Calum is the choice.
It's a shambles if he doesn't.
It's a shower.
He is so
Fucking
clear.
ostracized.
No, I know. I feel like Moonlight and La La Land man here, but
La La Land.
that's not what they sing. That's like that's Teletubbies.
I mean, like, she's reading it, she's like, and they ask her girls to La La Land, and then they all start getting up and all that, and then like, no, there's been a mistake. There's been a mistake. What is it? Moonlight, you win the Oscar, whatever. Why have you get this? So, like, you made it clear that you think it's Matt O'Reilly.
It's
right?
got to be. It's got to be.
Fucking hell. Cal, who you think?
Liam Scales.
That means Joe wins.
No. I think for me it has to be Matt O'Reilly.
Right.
I think when you look at obviously stats for the season, you look how well he's done in terms of like just overall, like everywhere he's been absolutely unreal for us going forward, coming back. Like he's just been the perfect all round player. He's filled gaps where other players, when they've been missing, Hatate through injury and such, he's come in and filled where he can. But yeah, no, I think it has to be O'Reilly.
See, before May, I would have said Joe Hart, but the May that Matt O'Reilly has had, not just the goals, because he's scored in most of the games that he's played. How many man of the match performances he had in all of those games? You could argue every single game, bar maybe the Dundee game in which Forrest scored a double, but even then Matt O'Reilly was running things in the midfield. I just think he's went up a level and he's still not good enough for the Denmark squad.
Right, that's it. We're not even getting into that. No, because it'll fucking piss me off. Right, so we're at 2 apiece. I guess the only thing we can do here is compromise. as Harry Hill would say, fight. It's the only thing we can do.
Just imagining with all the wires about here, could you imagine what a fight would look like?
Place
Here?
would be punting a gun and said, what we do to compromise then? Who we gain it to? Because we need to give the Neil Lennon Player of the Year award to somebody.
I was waiting for you to say, well, it's my podcast.
It's Joe Hart.
I think realistically it has to be Matt, really, but I just want to give some recognition to
Right, we'll give
Joe Hart.
Matt.
We can
then
give
we'll give-
best goalkeeper to Joe Hart.
We'll give the Lifetime Achievement Award.
yeah, special recognition.
the James Forrest Lifetime Achievement Award.
Named by Calum.
We'll give it to Matt, but just know I'm not happy about it.
Right. Not happy that Celtic players won a prestigious award.
I might actually like get something and send it to
Imagine that, just always sitting up at Lennox time for waiting to get shut side. Be like, Matt, this is for you, mate.
You get one of the Pupil of the Week ones. There you go, Joe.
Oh, brilliant! So that's all the awards that we have to dish out this year. There was other things we could have done. I was thinking about doing a Rogerism of the year,
Oh, please do.
which for me would be Good Girl. Personally, that was my Rogerism. What?
No wonder I'm leaving this.
No, it's just Rogerism. It was a good Rogerism, wasn't it?
Even Rogerism seems hilarious.
Good girl.
I think it's that comment after that.
Can we cut this? I can go for a shilling, man. I feel horrible after that.
We're going to get cancelled. So
I'm just repeating what Roger said.
you're not fucking Wayne.
I just had to get
You're not that impressionable.
So I would say mine's is Good Girl.
Mine's is the media had me on Death Watch after the Ibrox game. The first Death Watch, or the 5 managers.
Aye. I mean, the other one is naturally Jessica Watson. That's a Rogerism.
That's incredible.
That's a brilliant one. Any other you can think of?
I think
Nah,
5
enough
managers. As Ryan touched on, I like
There was
that.
one today. He was saying, "I would trust Calum McGregor with my life." Just and a Sky Sports interview. I'm like, Brendan, mate.
It's not that deep.
It's what the end of May and he's still in box office mode. He's supposed to be winding down.
Take a walk, take Rog. It's a great year for Rogerisms to tell you that.
I can't wait for more.
Oh,
I just
absolutely.
now is the time. It's the perfect time to be covering Celtic because it's not difficult writing headlines when it comes to Rodgers. You knew that maybe with Ange Postecoglou, he'd maybe say something quite sarky and that would be it. With Rodgers, the quotes just write themselves. He's brilliant in that way. And it just so happens he's a good manager as well. So.
We're talking about Roger's gone away on holiday. He's going to be poolside with his wee notepad and pen like that. Brilliant.
Going around the island asking for inspirational stories like, about fishermen or something. Like, I met Diego the fisherman in Marbella. And then he'll come up with something. I don't know where that was.
We'll leave that to the man himself.
Leave that to him. I'm no Rodgers. So that's our awards. And before we go into the half-time quiz, anybody got a Calum's chuckling away?
Oh, it's just fucking hell.
I'm sorry, everybody.
Box office.
So, anybody got any final words on the season before we get into the half-time quiz? We're about half an hour into recording, which is actually quite unbelievable. I thought we were going a lot longer than that.
Really? I thought it was short.
Yeah,
I thought we flew through the thing as well.
Yeah.
Like the awards.
Is this just a chore to you at the end of the season? Is that it?
No, I just...
Feel like you've been recording for so long.
Oh, just...
Is it really that bad? No, kidding
fucking
on.
peace. Aye, so, but any final words? Closing words on the campaign, Kieran?
It was one that I didn't see us coming out the other end, league champions, and obviously with the Scottish Cup at certain points throughout the season, I thought we've only got to find what the form to go on and do it, but players stepped up and were counted when it mattered, and especially the ones that might not be here next season. Well, I mean, Joe Hart definitely won't be, Matt Riley probably no, but they can go out with their heads held high. However, some players are fucking shocking. they will be gone in the summer.
Calum, final thoughts on the campaign, the closing words of Calum Craig.
Rotten start, cracking finish. Like many a film I've watched.
I was about to say it sounds a bit like myself. No, I'm joking. I'm done with the jokes, right? Ryan,
Just
your final season review in the Celtic the Thunder.
champions. It doesn't matter how, by any means necessary, and they go out there and then they actually won the league by 8 points. I know it actually makes it look quite comfortable when it was anything but for most of the season.
See, when you started off with champions, it was like at the end of the season when the manager takes the mic, champions.
I
was expecting us three to just
I
go.
was worried what he was going to do. If he was to stay for a third season, what would he have said if they were champions again? Because he get louder after the second time he said it. What was he going to do? Maybe combust. I don't know.
Right, you have to
It was really
quiz.
random, sorry.
No,
Is it?
it's my horrible mind. I've said something. Do you know what I thought he said? I genuinely thought you said, but I didn't hear combust. I was like, fucking hell. Again, like, I know it's the last show, but right, after the quiz. You alright, he's dying.
I said combust.
Aye.
You had the second part of your wild.
Good Lord, I'm about to.
Oh, yeah, right, too much silliness going on here.
Are we ready for the half-time quiz then?
Yes,
Right, so we've got a wee classic this evening. It's just a simple "Who am I?" And I've had a wee look at it. I think it's an alright one. I think it's one you could get, but we'll start off. Right, so for clue number 1, I've played with Lucas Hradecki. Hradecki, I don't know how to say that. Thank you, Kieran.
But,
I was going to say that again.
and then he's also played with Scott Brown and Enzo Maresca.
Oh.
Enzo ones.
Enzo Maresca now about to be Chelsea manager, I believe.
Wild.
So Lucas Hradecki, Enzo Maresca and Scott Brown. Right, well, I don't know about you two, but I'm definitely not getting the first guess.
No gas good in it.
No, definitely not. Kieran, clue 2.
Right, clue number 2. I have been managed by Thomas Frank, Ronnie Dyla and Ralph Rangnick.
This is...
See, I do have an accompanying side clues as well, but I might leave that a couple more and
Right.
wait, I could go back and tell
Read
you.
him again, please.
Right, so it'd been managed by Thomas Frank, Ronnie Dyla and Ralph Ragnick.
Oh, wow. Thomas Frank, Ralph Rangnick and Ronnie Dyla. See, this is very European so far for what I've got. Hradecki's Finnish. Who else is it he played with again? Maresca's Italian. Dyla's Norwegian. Ragnick's Austrian. So he's all over the shop here.
Right, you ready for clue number 3?
Aye.
Yeah.
So, in my time at Celtic, I only won the Scottish Premiership.
Jesus Lord Almighty, it doesn't help me at all. Considering we win the league every fucking year.
Nothing.
No, I don't know about you two.
Do you want me to give you the extra clue what season it was, or is that too early?
That's great.
2013-14.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
14.
I can see McGinley's cogs spinning.
All those hours on transfer marks.
Wikipedia more than anything. Just
Oh, right. Well, I still don't have it, so
Yeah.
I'm happy for the next clue.
Clue number 4. I have played with 2 players from the last Scottish Cup final at the same time.
From the last, as in
So in the one that just took place on Saturday, there are 2 players that played in that game I have played with at the same time.
I'd say the Who Am I's are arguably my worst one because I'm terrible at putting things together. Like,
I was trying to
There's
remember half of them as well.
aye.
There's too many pieces of the puzzle in it to
Aye.
hang it.
can you go through the ones you've done so far, please?
Right, so played by Lucas Hradecki, Scott Brown and Enzo Maresca. Been managed by Thomas Frank, Ronnie Dyla and Ralph Ragnick. I only won the 2013-14 Scottish Premiership when I was here. And I've played with 2 players that played in that Scottish Cup final there at the same time.
13-14. Last season underlining. This is a story, innit? This is a story.
Aye, because Dylan came in, 14-15?
13-14. The only thing I'm
I'm stumped.
14.
So he won
It's
that,
not 14.
but he would have been there when... what's it called? It was managed by Dyla at Celtic, obviously, but but he was there, but might have no stayed to get the 14, 15.
So somebody must have fucking left. Who left at the start of that season? Oh, right, anyway, I want the last clue. I don't know about you.
And then
Frank.
this one might put a wee bit more towards you. I'm my country's all-time goal scorer.
What? Who the hell are we talking about?
13.
It's not right. I can't remember where he played for us exactly. Am I allowed to do a wee bit? Am I allowed to Google somebody here and see when they played for Sellik to see if it's my guess?
I mean, if you want, I don't
Am I
care.
allowed to? Right, okay. I'd like. Have you two got any ideas?
13-14 all-time top goal scorer.
For the nation, for his national team.
There's only one potentially, but I don't think it's
I don't even
him
know if that guy
whatsoever.
played for Sellik or if he was just linked to us.
13, 14.
No, it's not who I'm thinking.
This is really...
I don't think it's who I'm thinking about.
2013, 14. Who?
I think I've got a guess, but
Yeah, but I think I've got it.
Oh,
The only thing they want...
Am I the only one? Am I the odd one out here? I don't have a clue.
Nations
mine's I'm
all-time...
just throwing a
must
name
be-
out.
It must be Pookie.
I was thinking Timo Pukki because Radetzky
Finland.
finish. Aye,
Aye, and you would be correct.
Aye.
It is Timo Pukki.
because of the goalkeeper.
And do you want me to run through the
Do you know
explanation?
what I was going to say? He didn't even play for... I was going to say Alfred Finnbogason didn't even play for Celtic.
He should have played.
I was like,
French.
Finnbogason, he played for us, didn't he? No, he
We
didn't.
had
No.
Alfred Fred Johnson, remember?
Aye. Maybe I was thinking of him.
Holmbert Fred Johnson.
Aye. Right, run it through.
Right, I'll run through. He played with
Right, boys.
Hradecky at Brøndby.
Yep.
Down at Celtic, obviously. Enzo Maresca at Sevilla. Managed by Thomas Frank at Brøndby. Dial at Celtic and Ragnick at Schalke. And then, obviously, we've told you the 2013-14 title.
Aye.
And he played with Adam Ida and Mr. Shushburger TikTok Todd at Norwich City.
So he did.
And then, obviously, Finland's all-time
Aye.
top goal scorer, which is...
When you said nations all time score, that's I thought right
Aye.
Pukki then because I knew he was
I was thinking either
There or
Pookie
thereabouts.
or
Yeah, by the way.
what?
How bald am I with these lights?
fucking hell. I was
don't
like, what are
you-
you talking about?
That's the sorry, it's just dead.
With the lights, Ryan.
Come on. But well done, Pookie. Good guess for the two of you. I don't know why it never crossed my mind. To be honest.
I'm awful at them as well.
Oh, I just can't piece together different. Because you hear managers and you're like, right, okay, well that could be...
It's Thomas Frank get through me off, and I was
Aye,
like,
because,
where the fuck's he been for
well,
Brentford?
exactly, because I'm like, right, you can't be Brentford because the time periods just don't
Aye.
match up and what. So I would have never go there. But well done, boys. Well done. We were meant to talk about the summer, but I'm going to cancel it. We're not going to talk about the summer because we're
Summer's cancelled. I've got holidays.
Sorry.
Well, no, you're staying here.
I should have chose my wording far wiser than that because we've got a lot of Twitter questions to get through today, and I would quite like to get through them. And plus, we've got a whole summer ahead of us to talk about.
Do you mean what? Yeah, I mean, they'll probably ask about
Well,
it.
they
in the-
probably
Ah,
ask
been the
why, 'cause
questions.
I think we've got enough. Just before we do, just because I like getting on a personal level with his plans for the summer. Calum, what's that with you?
Santa Ponza, that's it.
When's he going to New York?
It's August. No,
That's
top
right
push.
Right at the end. Of
Aye,
summer.
it's going towards
That's
it.
no bad.
Looking forward to it. It will be nice. Never done anything anywhere in the States, so it'll be nice. But I mean, a flight will kill me.
It's not too bad to New York.
8.5, 3 years, I'm
No,
fucked.
You watch the Turbulence, don't you?
Aye, just I felt it coming
Oh,
back
fuck
to
yeah.
Philadelphia. Never felt anything like it. McGinlay, your summer plans?
Tenerife, mate.
Tenerife.
With the family
You sound-
this time.
You sound depressed.
No,
Tenerife,
it's just
mate.
it still feels so long away, even though it's just over a month. You know, I'm looking forward to watching the Euros. I don't have any real hunger to go to the Euros, I'll be honest,
No.
or Germany or that. I'd much rather go on a European trip with Celtic if I'm being perfectly frank and honest. But yeah, I'm going to Thomas Frank, Brøndby manager, former Brøndby, now Brentford. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to getting some sun, to be honest.
Aye,
I
we
need
all
it.
need
Tenerife you gone?
What is it?
Whereabouts down?
It's actually this apartment that we know about. I'm going with my family this time. I'm not going on 2 solo holidays in as many months. That was wild last year, but it was worth doing. Apartment's just up in a decky, so
Decky's nice.
That's nice.
guaranteed sun. That's what you're wanting.
Aye. Kieran, you got busy summer.
I know, I actually have for it.
Greece soon?
Green. I got to Greece in less than 2 weeks now. So
Okay.
it was 2 weeks yesterday, so the Wednesday just there. But
And then
then Santa Ponza. I come back on the 19th, then we go like a month later to Sat in the pods, so that's ideal.
Summers, everybody around the table spoiled rotten. I'm going to Santa Ponza.
I was going to say it would be yourself, Ryan.
Thank you. Santa Ponza, and then Berlin's once again at the tail end, just like you with New York for bashing Berlin. Clash at the Castle and the Hydro, if you count that, but I mean it's 5 minutes down the road.
May actually try and go to one of the European away games because we're going to get a pick of 4.
Yeah,
I think there's going to be a big tie in there.
I really hope that Kazakh team make it all the way through the qualifiers. I'd love to go to the arse end of Kazakhstan.
So it's like somebody say we'll have the flag. Usually the flag. Oh, we made a flag, McGinlay. You're going to have to wait. Oh, you see it, by the way.
Horrific, man.
Incredible is what it is. Right, Twitter questions. Let's batter through them, shall we? We'll try and give as much depth as we can, but I think we're nearly 45 minutes into recording, so we better no take all day. Add the lad is always in for the final time this season, saying all the best, Ryan, in the future. However, the podcast must move forward. All we demand is the new guy being able to talk about food and not being somebody who's already salted merchant.
I don't understand that. They've discontinued the flavour, have they? So there's clearly an audience and a market for that said.
You're a very passionate, already salted fan.
I'll be DMing, add the lad.
I'm sure he'll be waiting for that message.
Starstruck, not kidding.
I've no idea in Barcelona.
I'm kidding. Am I? I don't know.
However, his question is, will we miss the kebab pie over the summer?
I feel like I've done it a disservice by not getting it on
Trophy
Day.
I didn't think of that.
But then again, it was at 12:30 and that's just a horrific idea for all parties involved. So.
Did none of you go to the charity game?
Nah. But you got
no, not at all. But it was a very...
Am I not top sell?
I don't know. That's
fucking hell, right.
If you're saying that, I'm not saying it, mate, but it was a very rough crowd is what I was going to say. Yeah, because I think everybody was just hungover. Yeah, and they had their wains with them as well, and you could just tell they'd made a mistake in going. They were like,
after I got to the Scott Brown game, we played the Republic of Ireland, Sellik 11. We were in the standing section for that, and it was the day after we beat Motherwell. I'm the roughest cunt in Celtic Park right now. I would never make that mistake again.
Cal, his last comment of the season as well. Thank you for your questions throughout the campaign, Cal. He says, thanks for all your work, McGinlay. What was your favourite podcast episode to record on the channel? Directed to yours.
No, I feel like the easy one would be the Lennon, when Lennon resigned and there was a wee bit of positivity going about. But I actually quite liked the podcast that you and I did when Rogers was announced.
Oh,
and we
that was just
nobody else was available. It was just us two, and we just did a side by or a camera to camera one. And you could tell we were all buzzing. Like it was almost like the forbidden fruit, almost as if Rogers is back. But we can actually be quite excited about this. Yes, there's a wee bit of animosity because of what happened in the past, but there was excitement as well. I think there's more excitement to be had, especially this summer. I think we've just scratched the surface on how good things can be under Brendan Rodgers, and I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. It was a good episode. I did enjoy that. I've done a couple.
I actually have listened to that back a couple of times just to
see
feel the excitement.
I've done that as well.
We were still in Croatia for that, weren't we?
Oh, that's right.
Aye, that's how it was a two-man.
Because I came back early and I was at the wedding and you were still away.
Because we found out that the official announcement for Rodgers come back to Celtic by the club was made when we were in a private transfer for Bosnia, a split in Croatia. The woman driving was coughing her fucking lungs up, and I thought she is going to die behind the wheel.
Well, what a time to find out Rodgers. James, good mate Jay. Oh, sorry, I nearly skipped Phil.
I seen him was back. The man himself.
He's been back a few times, by the way. Phil says, when is the live show? See?
Something we've discussed for ages, I know. I'd love to be able to do one, but don't know who's want to come and sound like, right, listen to these dicks trying to...
Listen, there's markets out there for people to come and see these things, isn't there? So we will get a bit of it.
We'll get wrecked.
That's the way to do it. X-rated. No X-rated.
Well, there goes that audience for that, right? You've just got a whole other audience.
Come out with a Gucci belt and nothing else.
When's the live show? And with one member leaving, does this open the door for Phil on the podcast? Another good year for 118, my old friend. Currently in London, got given 2 tickets for the big one. Speedy recovery to see 118. Cheers.
What's the big one?
Champions League
The
final.
Pepsi Max at the Pleasure.
He's got a ticket for that. I think you'll find everybody has a ticket for that.
Mate, you've drove too far, Phil. It's fucking up Blackburn.
I went past it. Enjoy the big one. And who knows, maybe Phil will be on the podcast. Maybe.
Why isn't it come on? He's had to wear a mask and just distort his voice.
Yeah.
He's actually part of the Celtic team.
Imagine it might finally happen. Fucking nuts. It was like Liam Scales bummer again. What were you going to say there, McGinlay?
Can't remember.
No, I don't know. Then must move on. James asking, should thank you. Should Jessica Watson be sent a League and Cup winners medal?
Yes.
Over Nat Phillips, yes.
Yes, I gear Nat Phillips on. Sorted.
Nat Phillips is sitting waiting.
Him and David Turnbull can share it.
I was thinking that as well, yeah.
Turnbull will get one, surely. Surely he'll
But
get
should he? No, I'm kidding.
Well, harder for this. Then you're asking me questions. This is a good question from Aidan. I really like this one. Right, you've heard what is it? What's it usually? They usually say in it like gay son or fought daughter. They usually ask.
Do they say
Where
that?
the fuck is this question going?
Well, Chris Boyd's son or Todd Cantwell daughter. that's a nice swing on the fence, which I think makes it necessarily a genuine question though. What would you rather, a Chris Boyd's son or Todd Cantwell daughter? That's face. Everybody's racking up brains.
Is it?
It's the end of the season, boys. Let your help. I'm sorry, I'd have to pick a Chris Boyd son. The what? Maybe place him in the Clyde and
Put him in a Moses basket.
I like how it's me that's going off this podcast, but just by association, everyone else is. X-rated, putting a Wayne in the Clyde. What is going on?
Ofcom are coming for us.
Ofcom can't control YouTube. I'm having a Chris Boyd son.
No, what does a Cantwell daughter consist of? But is
Being
my,
a Jesse.
I mean, what they got? They put up fucking Shushburger on that.
You're saying you want a Todd Cantwell daughter?
I mean, I would rather not either, but
Well, you have to pick. Gun to your head. Your next child is either a Chris Boyd son or Todd Cantwell daughter. What are you taking?
Taking the snap.
I'll go for the Cantwell daughter just to break up a bit. At least the hair will be long enough
The
to
future
do.
of this podcast, fuck.
There is no future.
McGinley,
Chris Boyd's son.
he's taking the boy's son. See? Calum.
That's the bit of Boyd's son, didn't it?
Oh, Kieran, you're outnumbered.
Fuck well.
Celtic X Wrestling has posted a photo of Triple H crying, which you can only assume is to your departure, McGinley.
Yes, and if you haven't seen his edit of Kingdom onto this season's highlights, then it's on his Twitter page. Please look at it. It's amazing. It's the Cody Rhodes theme in the background. It's so good.
It's brilliant, to be fair. It is really
I'll retweet it again because it's just so good.
It's so good. I knew it was happening. We had a wee bit of an
Yes, we
inside
did.
bit, but it was good. I have respect for people that can make compilations because it takes patience and effort, and I've never had any of the two. Patience, not effort. Elliot asking, do you think that this upcoming season is the biggest chance we've got of digging the final nail into the Rangers' coffin, or will they always be up there contending against us?
I mean, we spoke about this last week as well. It should be the opportunity to do that, but I don't think the board are going to want that because we spoke about how the board love the fact that we've got that rivalry and they love keeping them at arm's length as much as we should push on. It's not like they're not going to spend in the summer. They're going to try and improve. I mean, whether or not it actually happens is a different matter, but I don't think we'll ever be in a situation where they're not going to be anywhere near us, just realistically speaking.
I think this is one of the first seasons that Rangers fans will expect to be second next season. I think they'll go into the season, even if they say that they want to go for the league. I think they're Celtic are massive favourites going into this, especially if they sufficiently build on their successes, bring in good players. You know, Rangers' chief executive is now going to Saudi Arabia. There's a lot of upheaval. There's a lot of young players, you presume, getting brought in. It's a period of transition.
Can I just say something very quickly? We're at risk of not finishing this podcast if we don't get the show on the road. My laptop has run through its battery.
Okay.
While doing this, we're on 10% of battery life, like 9% now. So
Have you not got your charger?
no, I don't.
No time he doesn't
Don't,
have
but it's fine because it's not the end of the world. If the laptop dies, it's fine. We can. It's not the end. But what I'm going to say now is, and sorry to cut you off, McGinlay. I do apologise.
Okay.
We'll run through these rapid fire,
Okay.
so that we can get the farewell out of the way, and then if we need to, we'll record audio only for the quiz, and everything will be fine and hunky dory. Right, we'll run through these rapid fire, and I'll try and get round everybody for your answers. We've kind of spoke about the turning point this season. Thank you, A1 Celtic. Bernardo Boy saying, what would you say the best game that we've done, the most important game of the season? Thank you for your question, though, Bernardo Boy. A tier list question when it comes to Scottish foods, and I'm going to run through. You've got 4 options. You can either call it a goat, an elite scran, it'll do, or I'd rather starve, right? And I just want your answers very quick. We'll start with haggis, sneeps and tatties. What would you say?
I've never had it.
You've not, well, of course you've not. That's a surprise. I'd give haggis, sneeps and tatties elite scran. I love haggis, sneeps and tatties.
Never had it.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I've tried haggis. I've never had like the full shebang.
Elite the second one.
Elite's the second one.
Aye, same as that.
They're a good man. A good
Give
man.
that a bash.
Aye. Turks tea cakes.
I've never had one.
Oh,
You should have known this was going to happen,
I
right?
think this should have just been a tier list as McGinley tried it. I or no.
When is the
gone out with a pie on
when is
it.
the ready salted crisp? Kettle crisp.
I'd have shaking as we speak. Turks tea cake, well, I'd put that in goat.
Aye, goat.
Goat, us three in goat. Then after that, we have shortbread, which I would put in goat.
Go.
Goat.
Elite, just under.
For you.
McGinley. Oh my fucking god.
You've got to be joking. You line me up at this point, surely.
I'm not.
You've never had a bit of shortbread?
Nah. Well, maybe, but I forgot about it.
Oh.
It's not impacted me that much. I remember.
Right, next one.
A fry up. That's goat.
Go.
Yeah.
Aye.
Right.
Which
there.
time you had a
I
fry up?
Just saying it so that nobody can.
Um,
What is in a fry up again? Just so I know if I've had it or not.
you can take the fish.
No.
What?
Is that like sausages, isn't it?
I like the full platelet, sausage, bacon, egg.
the
Oh, yeah. Oh, go.
That's just fucking insanity.
This is why I'm getting kicked out.
Bacon, sausage, tatties, corn, whatever. A fry
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, go then.
Go.
I prefer a full English more.
But it isn't. It's just.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Is it?
It's the same thing.
Okay.
This is.
What a way to go out, man.
Right, I know you've not had this one for a fact, right? But if you say you have, I'm going to be stunned. Deep fried Mars bar.
I've actually never tried it.
I'll put it in it'll do because it's actually no the one.
Never had it.
Never had one.
You've not had one. So I'm the only one around here. No, yes, that. But a can iron brew.
Go.
Going
Love a
straight
shite.
in with a goat.
Love a shite.
I'd put it in elite.
Elite.
I'd rather starve.
Oh,
Or
wow.
I'd rather, what do you call that?
Quench.
Quench.
First to death.
Yes, that
Aye.
because they've changed it. The woke mob have made it a sugar tax, and they changed the recipe. So if it's the 1901 version, then it's elite. But if it's this new version,
This new woke.
the new woke,
Walk, bro.
Right. After that, we've got porridge, which I'd
Was
put
what?
in it'll do.
elite.
Oh wow, I'm surprised you've had porridge.
I don't like porridge.
Yeah, so you put that in rather starve.
Aye.
Ready break.
So you put it in elite, I put it in it'll do Calum.
Out there.
It'll do.
Just there.
Had it in years.
Yep.
I think that's a chicken tikka masala.
Never had that.
Shock horror.
I'd say it'll do because there's a lot better Indian options out there. But
Aye.
I
You're going it'll do. What is your favourite curry, Calum?
South Gaelic.
Oh,
Aye, exactly same.
mine's just like Chasney.
Boona.
Should go to Delhi Darba.
Boona.
Straight after this.
Who's there? Show up there.
Fish and chips. If Stevie was here, the break the scales.
Elite.
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 I'd go goat, by the way. I love it.
Aye, that's what I mean.
Depends.
actually.
Certain chippies I've got to aye.
Absolutely.
The greasier the better. for
Aye,
me.
aye. Then we get on to, I believe that's is that fudge or caramel? Is that fudge?
It's like tablet.
Tablet.
If it's
A
Scottish.
little bit tablet.
That's right.
Tablets,
I'd-
it'll do because it's really sweet.
I'd rather starve. I wouldn't touch
I
it.
like it, but...
It'll
Do-
do, but it's just generally just so that you're eating a little bag of sugar.
Like, do you remember that English teacher we had, like the substitute, and she made tablet and brought it in? There was like the wee lithium battery in that. She tried to fucking kill us. Like,
Aye.
An actual tablet.
it was for like a hearing aid or something. I'm like,
Do you know
fucking hell, man.
what tablet is again? Do you know what tablet is?
Is that an iPad? No, I'm kidding.
Where would you put it? Would you rather starve or what?
I wouldn't rather starve, you know, I don't want to starve. No, I'm going to get into the... is that like chocolate?
No,
No,
it looks like fudge.
I know what you mean.
but
Yeah,
it's-
I never had it.
Ah, right, okay.
Lactose intolerant,
We've got two more. We've got a Scotch pie.
Elite.
Unreal.
Elite for Kieran.
Elite.
Elite for
Elite.
Calum. Elite for... so
Depends
you
of steak
not
pies.
goat then, just elite.
Aye, there's
Aye,
better
just
pies.
elite.
Okay,
Yeah.
then I'm agreeing then. I'm putting in elite as well. And then finally, there's a picture of Jack Daniels here, but Jack Daniels is
In Tennessee.
Tennessee. So I don't know if they've looked for a bottle of whiskey and just
I just went with that.
we went with the Jack. If
Might
it was,
well be.
if it's just normal whiskey, it'll do. For
Aye.
me. It's not.
I'm not going to pretend I'm a fucking man that likes
Nah,
it.
nah.
Your
Jack
dad
Daniels-
gave me a
Jack
dram
Daniels.
one night and I could have grabbed, man. Actually.
Jack Daniels, I'd put in goat.
Aye,
But
that's
you're
just a
not
pop in.
Scotch, I'd put in it'll do. You like it though, didn't you? Like
It's because my dad, as Kieran was touching on, fucking my dad loves this shit. So he's fucking essentially brought me up to it. I quite like it.
It's not on there, I know that. It's not on the tier list, but if it was, a steak pie would go a tier on its own. I love steak pie so much.
I'm not a huge fan of steak pie. It's alright.
I can't only have it at occasions. I guess I probably enjoy it.
The real
It's very
Scottish
rarely
cuisine's a
have it.
kebab pie, but let's
it's
get fucking real here.
There's so many questions, and I want to get through them all. There's so many, and
End of the season.
it is the end of the season. I don't know if I should just switch to audio only and get McGinley's wee farewell moment here wrapped up, because if we don't capture the camera, it'd be a bit daft, and we can continue audio only in a minute. We'll come back to the questions in a moment, because I think we're about 50 minutes. Oh, we're at an hour apparently. Right, McGinley, we're going to get back to the question in a minute. You're off. Thank you for joining us in this journey. We worked out that you've been on 97 episodes, including this one here today. Have you got any... I'm going to switch the camera to you if you want to give any farewells.
Do not follow the
I'll
wires.
try my best. Well, you know... See whatever you like.
Say whatever I want.
Whatever
I
you
feel like
want.
that point in Hot Ones when you get given the red carpet, when Sean Evans gives you the red carpet and I need to punch something that I'm doing. Subscribe to the Celtic No, cheers to everybody that's supported me, anybody that's put any disparaging comments, I don't care, not much anyway, but thanks to everybody. Why does he get bags?
I've got bags. No, whoa, don't make it sound like that. dude. Whoa.
See if you went
That's the
quiet. for a bit.
excited one.
I was going to take the wine. I was like, Ryan, what are you getting changed into earlier?
So,
Thank you very much.
have you wrapped up your speech to the camera?
Just thank you to everybody. It's been a real... I don't want... Is it cheesy to say it's been a life changer? Because it has, because it's really got me into where I wanted to be, doing something that I love, and now I've got a permanent job. It's been good fun. It was a good hobby and a pastime to have during the COVID season, but it became more than that. It was a real... You know, I've gained friends because of it as well. It's good. I'll miss it.
We'll miss you, and feel free to wire in to your. You can open it up, and while you do that, I'll. Ryan's been great. This podcast I genuinely don't know where it would be without him. In all honesty, because he's been here time and time again. We've done ones. It's just me and Ryan. He's even outside the podcast. He's helped me with the streams and stuff. It honestly been an absolute pleasure working with Ryan. Obviously, with you and me as well. There you go.
brilliant.
You can hold it up to the. They won't see it.
The glare will not.
They won't see
I
it.
feel like I need to get one of those, you know, in the UEFA draws. And
Aye. So we got on this wee thing here.
97 episodes.
97 episodes. It's a bit annoying that it's actually no 100.
I'll try and get to 100.
Aye, but for the thing,
Nah,
you know,
no,
it's just like,
thank
but
you very
you can
much.
stick that in your shelf in there as well. There's, you'll be happy.
Aye, no, I think you'll be happy with that,
fucking
yeah.
delighted with what's in there.
Women in there.
A pretty small one.
That's what I need.
In there, we've just got you a few beverages of your
Thank
choice.
you very much.
And if you want to reveal to the camera,
I'm buzzing with a bag, never mind.
if you want to reveal to the camera your beverage of choice,
Oh my God.
you're kitted out
I can hear this from here.
you're kitted out
I've got a
for
can of Monster.
4 cans of Monster.
Cans of
Four cans
Monster.
of Monster.
Thank you very much.
So
guys. Appreciate that.
you're welcome, McGinley. You're honestly a legend for helping us out. We won't see the end of you completely.
I'll still be coming on, just not as much.
Aye, we'll see you from time to time. Kieran and Calum, used to are brilliant.
We need to
as well,
recruit
as we all
somebody
know. We will. and we'll get there eventually.
Is this the point where McGinlay names his successor like Sir Alex Ferguson?
And your job now is to stand by your new podcast.
I was thinking Mellick Klopp. He's going to start chanting somebody's name, isn't he?
But aye, McGinley, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
So who am I beating in the quiz?
Well, I've got 12 questions to finish. I'm going to quickly wrap up the video footage for today. So sorry we're ending the video early. I came out with 90% of my laptop. I thought that would do us. I'm on 3%. It's going to die, and that means the video footage will die alongside it. So with the click of my fingers, we're going to switch to audio only for the last 10 minutes or so. Like that. Hey, we're on the audio only.
You should see what I'm doing on camera just now, guys.
I've just took my top off.
So let's batter through them very quickly so we can get on to the quiz, shall we? And I don't need to worry about hitting buttons anymore. So, Calum, if you can't tell, Calum is laughing.
I'm just getting flashbacks to Leipzig. Kieran's keeps tapping.
God, that's a podcast episode in itself. Right, another scran question. I wait to end the season now. And I think Greg Enthusiast has labelled this scran question and then followed it with order these countries from worst. Oh no, sorry, he said order these countries' foods from worst to best. So we've got Italian, Indian, Mexican, Chinese, and Spain. Which I automatically would put Spain at the bottom because
instantly.
Paella.
I mean, tapas and that as well, but you can get fucking. I'm just not a big fan of the Spanish cuisine, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Would you
and the
have-
slop we were served up in fucking Madrid as well, when I had to watch you eat an octopus for breakfast.
Sorry. If I was to put mine in order, I would have Italian at top, and then Mexican, and Chinese, Indian, Spain. That's mine.
I'd maybe go Chinese, Italian, Indian, Mexican, then Spain with Spanish.
I win money. Exact same as that.
You're exact same.
Exact same.
Indian, Chinese, the rest.
Just the rest. You don't touch the rest, eh?
Do you know like a pizza?
I don't like
No?
pizza. Now the thing is, I have tried pizza, and it's okay for like 1 or 2 slices, but that's not a treat for me.
Right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm the sort of guy that goes to Domino's or Pizza Hut and gets the chicken strips.
Oh, you
I'll
be
be quite
chicken
happy with
kickers. Chicken kickers are
Yes.
good. Domino's. I'm fucking starving.
Aye.
McDonald's will be coming.
Liam Lowe asks, I'll come to you, Calum, first. Just a simple yes to both of these names, or a no if you want to know. If you're a no as well. Ida,
Yep.
Bernardo,
Yep.
Ryan.
Yeah, probably yes for 2 of them, especially after the final.
Double yes from me as well.
That's 8 yeses. That's BGT times 2.
That's the golden buzzer.
That's a guy's
I think Ida gets the golden buzzer though.
Aye.
He goes straight to the permanent side.
Greg Enthusiast as well. What player in the Celtic dressing room is the most likely to get kicked out of a club at 2 a.m?
James Forrest. He's back round.
Previous.
Probably Forrest. Okay, another food one. Sorry for the starving members of the podcast. Rank these: McDonald's, KFC, Burger King, Nando's, Five Guys.
Nando's, Five Guys, McDonald's, KFC, Burger King.
Switch Burger King and KFC, and I'm in agreement with you.
Burger King, as I've said before, is airport food.
It's true.
I would love a KFC,
The
but
quality of food is better than KFC.
like, see, especially because like I've ordered a KFC when I'm rough on a Sunday, and it's the cunts at the Forge one that's making it, and honestly, awful.
True. Calum,
Run this one again. So Nando's, Five Guys.
Burger King, KFC, and McDonald's.
McDonald's, KFC, Burger King.
Fair enough. Burger King at the bottom for you as well. Man.
Aye.
McGinlay.
So top to bottom, McDonald's at the top,
Right.
Nando's, Burger King, KFC, and Five Guys. I've never had one.
Oh wow.
See what I'm
That's
just-
dear.
So I'm just thinking, does any other Celtic podcast get away with dedicating this much time to?
Food.
That just sets us apart for the crowd.
Oh wait,
what
you
you're
don't get any in-depth and
Does that mean
analytical
we're the
insight.
disposable podcast that people want to talk about food more than the actual
I don't know,
analysis.
maybe.
Maybe we should just don't
Done
talk
here
about
for fun.
Sellik next year. Just start.
See how long we get away for.
People might not know.
No, I know. Like
Just
just,
Celtic tap on. I'll click on that.
but I might just start a dedicated food podcast. Here it goes. Ronan is asked for opinions on the Celtic talk with the Sellik the funder as the sponsor. Sadly, I do not have the funds for that, but it would be a nice sponsor.
Let me see.
It's kind of used paint in a way, so you'd have to imagine it without it.
I would like the circle one we use,
Oh,
but like that is instead of like the Celtic Foundation size like that one.
That would be good. That'd be good marketing. Somebody's photoshopped me as The Rock and the McGinlay as John Cena at the end of
see that.
WrestleMania 29.
I was
Thank you,
at the
Ronan.
point.
Sadly, I am Dwayne, even though I'm an infamous Dwayne
Can't you see
hater.
me in that picture?
Oh, the no point in answering about being there because it's been rubbished. Ryan McGinlay, your favourite moment or episode? Oh, well, we've asked that. Thank you, Sellik boy, for your question. Funniest moment of the season? Would it be Santa coming out in the park?
See,
Ian asked
it
that.
definitely is,
Yeah. It's
but like I think that's just been rinsed so much in the past a couple of weeks. But I mean, you can't take a bit of that, and us also bringing him out to do the trophy and him blessing himself with the trophy.
I think that is the best.
Aye,
The
that was
sign
the
of
nicest
cross
wee
with
touch.
Yeah.
So many. There's a lot of great questions this week. Oh, I've never tried that. Jack Daly, what is the best pizza topping and why is it Chasney? Says Jack Daly. I need to try that. By
No,
the way.
yes. I don't like.
Oh, it's Indian pizza topping.
You can get because it's the favourite curry. You can get a South Indian pizza. You can get it. It's most of them do it, but Sizzling Spice doing all right one down at Shettleston train station.
Oh wow.
So many local food places get so much advertising for me on this podcast.
Stop fighting you up. Calum, have you got a favourite Indian pizza topping?
I'm just sure the safe options are spicy chicken really in it.
Oh, spicy chicken
yeah,
fa-
right.
at the
Spicy
risk of being
chicken,
a walking talking advertisement again, Share Gills on Cumbernauld Road do the best spicy chicken pizza in the Indian pizza game.
Any pizza that I've truly
Oh no, the laptop's died.
any pizza that I've truly enjoyed has been from an Indian, and they've all got the same box. They've all got that same pizza box. They're made in bulk, and they're probably greasy as anything, but they're always nice, and they're always at parties as well. You know, a party's good or a function's good if somebody's ordered Indian pizzas and cut them into squares.
Right, well, my laptop's died, which means we need to wrap up Twitter questions, sadly. But the last question, if I can remember it rightly, was I think it was Jake, not Jake that we know, another Jake, asking if we had to choose, would we choose McGinlay not leaving the podcast or O'Reilly not leaving Celtic? And he put in brackets, sorry Ryan, but you can fuck off respectfully. And I think
so sincere.
I think I echo that sentiment.
I echo that. He's there, boys. Matty boy, you're staying here.
So, are you ready for the full-time quiz? To wrap one final time this season.
Have I won this season?
Probably. Well done. You got your trophy. It's in your bag. It's counting that as your trophy.
Okay.
So, if I can open WhatsApp very quickly to get the quiz. It's a three-way quiz tonight. Where all three of you will be pitted against each other, but the golden rule so we can get out of here at a decent time is you're not allowed to spend 10 minutes on an answer, as I put in the group chat, McGinlay. I want your answers fucking rapid fire. So, for the final show to Ryan McGinlay and the welcome back show for, as he's quoted, the Shagger, Mr. Calum Craig, it is a three-way quiz off. So, McGinlay, it's your last show. Would you like set 1, 2 or 3?
Set the tone, set you.
Oh wow, he's gone first. And Calum, since it's your return back, would you like 2 or 3?
Fuck, it's geez too.
2, right, so Kieran, you'll be last every round. Right, McGinlay, are you ready?
You're giving me a face as if this is a tough one.
I not even read the question, so I don't know. Question 1. How many bookings did Celtic receive in the Scottish Cup final?
6. 5, isn't it?
7.
I would have said 5.
7. Joe Hart, Cal McGregor, Adam Ida, James Forrest, Nicholas Kuhn, Dyson Maida and Greg Taylor. So you're 7.
Still never got a card belt.
So,
Bernardo never got a card even though he took out the guy halfway.
I know. Calum Craig, which Rangers player had a goal disallowed in the Scottish Cup final?
Sima.
Seema is correct. Calum takes an early lead, but Kieran, thank God he's head because he knows his last one. Kieran, how many subs did we make in the Scottish Cup final?
3. No.
I took a big vape there, by the way. I don't endorse vaping, but I just had to get it done. Three is correct. So McGinley's in the back foot as we head into
Leave it anywhere.
as we head into question 2. Which team was relegated from the Scottish Championship through the playoffs?
Inverness, Calum.
Correct, it was Calum Craig.
Good dunk.
Which West Coast-based team was relegated with a record low points total from Scottish League One?
Could not tell you anything below the fucking championship. And that's already.
Just anybody for the West.
I don't even know who's there that fucking way. Pass.
West Ham.
The correct answer would be
Edinburgh FC.
Edinburgh City.
Yeah,
Could have been
yes,
there all
yes.
night when I got
I
that
would,
one for
I would
Sundays.
give you Edinburgh
Thank
FC.
you.
But it means Kieran can take a lead. Who won Scottish League 2?
Buzz. Was it? Oh wait, was it no? Was it Stennismuir?
It was Stennismuir, correct, which means the score at the end of round 2 is Kieran 2, Calum 1, and McGinlay 1. McGinley, to try and get your second point. Olympiacos won their very first European trophy versus Fiorentina. But what made what other historical achievement following their Conference League final win last night?
Quite
I'll sat my hand, can I win that, but I don't get
It is rather vague, but if I give any more away, you'll get it. I think they done something historic. It wasn't just their first European trophy.
Give me a number of
I've
things.
got a couple of things in my head.
It could.
two guesses, I think it's.
I'm guessing that because it was in Greece, they're the first side to have won that.
It's no that.
No.
It's no
That's
that.
one
I'll
of the
let
things
you
I'm
have
saying.
2 guesses though, because this could be a number of things. So is there anything else that comes to your mind that could be historic about them winning it?
Olympiacos.
Oh, yeah, aye.
First Greek side to win.
Correct,
Yeah.
that is it. And do you know what? You might complain I've gave them 2 guesses, but it could have because they won
That
it
was
in their
very
rival-
vague.
they
I was
won
going
it
to
in
say
their rival
Rivals Grun as well, that was going to be one of my
Yeah,
guesses.
the
It was
first-
could have been a number.
Ike Stadium, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
aye.
It's also
Right.
the first one outside like the top 20 ranked countries since CSKA Moscow won the UEFA Cup.
It's the first European Cup final to put me to sleep as well. 'Cause I was honestly sleeping through the first half.
Callum, this you should get this one. Which Real Madrid legend will have his farewell appearance in the Champions League final this Saturday?
20 Cruz.
Correctamundo, it is Tony Kroos who's retiring. Kieran, to keep your lead, who scored a hat-trick for Atalanta in the Europa League final?
Ademola Lookman.
Correct. So 3-2-2 as we head into round 4. Kieran's on for 100%. Ryan, where will the Euro 2024 final be held?
Munich.
No, it's
Berlin.
not. Olympia Stadion in Berlin.
Between the two.
I'd have
Callum.
guessed Munich, to be fair.
Should be Calum. How many non-capped players are in Scotland's preliminary squad? So how many players in the squad haven't had a cap for Scotland?
Fuck's sake. That's one you actually need to sit and
Nah,
think about, but
that's
I'll
one
get
I would
time.
take a stab at the dark and I would...
Sure. I can only think of one now.
4.
half it, you would have got it. 2.
2.
Ross McCrory
and Ben Doak.
Ben
Doak.
Doak.
Doak was the one that
Nah,
came in.
so that's one I need to sit and think
Aye.
for, but
So, Kieran, to take what is basically a win for you, I think. Aye, you would win if you get this right.
Pressure on.
How many different cities will host games in Euro 2024? Is it 8, 9 or 10?
I'll go down the middle, 9.
It's 10. 10 is the correct
That's
answer.
got a sting.
Which means it's 3-2-2 heading into question 5. There is a potential for a draw for you. This is great. It's the best quiz we've done ever. Right, Ryan. Dundee United to Celtic to Darmstadt. Who am I?
Dundee United to Celtic. Darmstadt. That's in Germany. Dundee United. Can I get the year? No.
Roughly 2009, maybe.
Dundee United. Oh, I've had what this Darmstadt. Who the hell did we get from? Dundee United. It wasn't even Willow Flood because we got him from Cardiff. Zaluska.
Correct. Good guess. Lucas Zaluska is the right
That
answer.
was the depths.
I would not agree with that.
You wouldn't go at that.
Nah, my head was doing overtime.
I've done all I can.
So,
Yeah.
Calum, to give yourself a chance for being in the tiebreaker, and I hate to say it, but you've got the hardest one out of the three. It's
Like
just
that.
your luck. Sporting Gijon, or Gijon, however you want to pronounce it, to Celtic, to Getafe in Spain. So from Spain to Scotland.
Oh, yeah.
To Spain.
Uh-huh. But because I gave Ryan a clue, I will give you a clue. And your clue is it's not a Spaniard.
I thought you were going to say you were going to give me his name there.
Not a Spaniard, and yeah, that's your clue. Did you think it was a Spaniard at
No,
first?
I know who it is.
Oh, do you know who it is?
Before.
I'll be nice. It was roughly, 2014? 15?
Yeah, he's a player that I thought was maybe the answer to the...
Yeah. So there's your clue if you want to get a guess. That is the hardest.
So what year did you say? Sorry?
2014, I think it was.
I'd have been like Dialer then.
Yeah, Dylas first.
Silas signed him this first season.
What was the clubs again? Sorry,
Sporting Gijon to Celtic to Getafe.
Skepovic.
Correct.
Getafe, I was trying to remember.
This is definitely a tiebreaker. I'm not
But Kieran, Wolves to Celtic to Falkirk. Who am I?
Lee Griffin.
Correct, which means, ladies and gentlemen, Kieran all
I couldn't
wins.
deal with a tiebreaker anyway.
Are you going to guess
The
the...
tiebreaker would have been, and I'll let you all have a bit of a guess, in tribute to Ryan McGinlay. And according to Wikipedia, how many career goals did Lassad score? So if you want to give a stab in the dark.
I've got the right answer. Not enough. Tunisian hero. That's the first Facebook page I made. Lassad, Celtic's Tunisian target man.
God. So what would your guesses be so you can get closest? Because it could be any number. It could be 1, it could be 100, it could be 200.
Can't be one because he's scored about 3 for Celtic.
Well, just saying. Right, go guesses.
37.
37,
72.
72.
56.
Oh, Calum, Craig wasn't far off. You'd have won in the tiebreaker because the correct answer was 52. And
struggling
52 in 188 games
Going 3.
for Lassad.
Going 3, yeah.
Underappreciated striker.
Of course.
There was a time when Miku and Lassad played in the same team. You know, two jobbers up front.
Nuts. So, that comes to an end of season on the Sellik, the Thunder. And it comes to the end of a glittering career of Ryan McGinlay.
Yeah, I'm in the dole now.
I say we're getting a real good fellas here. As they said.
Get that tune playing again. No, don't, I'll get copyrighted, right? Take them back and whack them after this.
Just a big spider and Family Guy.
So, Ryan, thank you again. Enjoy your gift. I mean, you can't do much with it apart from sitting on a shelf.
You know, I did actually go and buy 4 cans of Monster before I came to this place. So I've got 8.
You're going to be wild to the moon, man.
That's been sorted for the next
Couple of
7-8 days.
So it's a £5 save, but it got to be a £5. Name Monsters. Talking to the cameras if it's still on.
Asda.
Morrison's.
Did I get to keep the bag as well?
Aye, of course. Aye, the bag's yours. It's
Both bags, yeah.
That's at about $2.60 worth in bags, by the way.
It was the £2, but I know it's £2 for sure.
It's done that intentionally.
Thank you guys. No, I really do appreciate it, and thank you to everyone that's listened. I've really enjoyed being on this. Like it's great to just have that drive and go to the studio because it's Coatbridge to Wishaw. It's a good 20-25 minute drive or whatever. I always look forward to it. I will be back on. I'm quite sad to be leaving, to be honest. I don't want to.
At least you're coming back for a couple. That's the main thing.
Yeah,
it's not like
absolutely.
a complete another. And who knows? Maybe in the future you'll be back. It depends what happens with these careers. But fine.
That was such a backhanded
No,
thing.
but I'm
there.
just saying.
Okay, might not work out, right?
I didn't say it like that.
That's
But who
exactly
knows?
how it
Maybe one
sounded.
day in 10 years' time, McGinley's working another job, and they're like, "Oh, you can do a podcast whenever you like." You know, that just depends. It wasn't backhanded. Don't make me sound like there's no.
Another coming for
There's
you
a
for saying
slip-up.
that comment earlier, man.
Calum, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having us. Nice to be back.
Hopefully for another great season, a treble winning season, as you said, next year.
Fingers crossed.
Aye. Oh, Kieran.
Pleasure being on as always. Bring on next year.
It's only a matter of time before you two are getting trophies as well. Don't worry, you'll get them eventually.
Just getting popped off.
That's it. I want a trophy. Right, like and subscribe. We'll see you in, who knows, when something big happens during the summer. I'm talking to the camera again, that's no one. Take care, God bless, and we'll see you all next time.
Cheers, guys.